What's up, everybody? It's your girl Nana, and y'all, I am in Accra, Ghana, enjoying my life. Yes, this episode of Live with Nana is being streamed live. Um, direct from Osu, which is in Accra, at this coffee shop called Jamestown Coffee, which is a great place to work, meet some friends, catch up, all the nice things, and enjoy some great coffee, good food. Try the French toast if you're ever in the building, because you will enjoy it. All right. Um, Hopefully, y'all can hear me. But as y'all join, and hopefully as I watch this replay, the sound is all right because we got Outcast popping off in the background. It's feeling very good on this side, but hopefully on your side, it's not feeling like y'all can't hear me and all you hear is background noise because that might also be the case. Okay, but definitely pop up in the comments. Let me know if you are joining here live. I definitely want to see if y'all are in the building and are able to hear me coming in okay. All right, so I'm going to dive right in because this episode is all about three signs that you've leveled up in your life, but your closet is lagging behind. All right, and these are some signs of things that might be happening in terms of what you're investing in terms of your life, your career, and then also some very straightforward things around what's happening in your closet. So also, once again, let me introduce myself for anybody who's popping in here for the first time. I'm Nana Badu. I'm an image consultant and speaker, and I talk about all things related to style, confidence, and authenticity for women leaders. And this space of leveling up, right? This big, huge uh, term that we use, right? The level up, the feeling that it invokes. When you just know in your life that things are on the rise, you are going for promotion at work, you're getting more visibility, you're building a brand. And as these things are happening for you, oftentimes what can happen is that you are not elevating and evolving your wardrobe and your presence along with that elevation. And that is a problem. That causes a huge disconnect in terms of your overall level of visibility and presence in the way that your confidence is communicated, and that's something that can be an underlying challenge that can actually work against you when you are really trying to position yourself for these bigger opportunities. So, I want to talk about some subtle and not so subtle signs that could be really clear indications to you that something ain't happening. Some shifts are happening, the level up is popping off, but that closet is not. Okay. So, sign number one is that you are constantly investing in coaching, in therapy, in uh, any kind of professional development training. You are constantly investing in these spaces in your life, but you have not invested in your closet. All right. So you can rattle off. If I asked you, what are you doing for your personal and professional development? And you're like, Nana, girl, I am in therapy once a week. I have hired an executive coach, a career coach, a business coach, right, to help me improve, whether it's going for a promotion at your job, wanting to have more of an executive level or C-suite level role, a VP level position, or you are just knowing that if you are the entrepreneur and the CEO of your own company, you know that things need to improve strategically, revenue wise, building a team, etc., just to grow your business. So you're taking your professional pursuits extremely seriously. So you make it a point to invest in that level of coaching to grow in that space. And then you've got your therapy on lock, right? You're doing the internal work. Okay, right? You are seeking guidance in that space because we all need to work on something. And you're doing that level of investment for yourself. So you've got the therapy popping off. You've got the executive career coach, business coach popping off. But, but, you are still showing up in the same places with the same wardrobe. You have not made an intentional decision to invest in elevating your closet. So your wardrobe is on the lag. It is not aligning with the level of investment that you're making internally for yourself, right? So you can't continue to grow in terms of the way that you lead, in the way that you problem solve, in the way that you approach relationships, in the way that you are understanding that who you were 1, 2, 3, 10 years ago is not who you are now or who you know that you need to grow into, especially as you enter into senior and executive leadership positions. So, as you're making that kind of conscious and intentional investment professionally and even personally, especially when you're talking about that therapy space, right? Those are really specific personal and professional investments that at this point in your career and life, you realize are game changing, that they are a must and they become non negotiable for you. Like that's just something that is a baseline of what you know you need to have in terms of coaching and support to grow within your life and within your career. So when you know that that's happening for you right now, that's where you are, but you have not updated your closet, cleaned out your closet, have not made intentional investments to assess what your style is. If you haven't done any of those base things for your wardrobe, that's a big, huge sign. All right. That is red flag. That is telling to me that you know that you're on the level up. You know that your trajectory is rising, but you're not doing what's necessary for yourself to make sure that your style and your presence is in alignment with that. You're still hanging on and presenting yourself associated with the identity of who you used to be, right? So you're outgrowing that. There's going to be a huge disconnect there for you, and that is what often leads into sign number two. I have a closet full of clothes, but still feel like you have nothing to wear. All right, this one is a big one. If you are opening your closet day after day, time after time, and you got mad clothes, mad shoes, but you still open up and are stressed and struggling, trying to figure out what to wear, another sign that you're leveling up, but your closet has not. Because there is no way that you're going to have an abundance of clothing in your closet and still feel like you can't put together a dope outfit that is going to crush whatever space you're entering into. So I find this to be especially true when you might have a big event happening, right? So the CEO of your company is coming into town. You might have a VIP client and you're delivering the presentation, right? Maybe you're going to be on camera. Maybe it's a media appearance. Maybe you're giving a keynote speech. All of these occasions in your career are things that you are going to prepare for. You're going to do your homework, you're going to do your research, you're going to get with your team, you're going to make sure you're on point to deliver, right? That's a check. But what happens a couple of nights before or that morning of, when you're like, I really want to look sharp. I want to feel powerful. I want to feel poised. I want to feel really confident, but also comfortable in my own skin walking into this room, into this setting, into this event. You want all of these things to happen. But you open up that closet door and you're like, I can't find something that's in this closet that makes me feel as put together as I already know I am. Like, that's a disconnect. That's a red flag for you. Because there should be no reason why at your level that you're being called upon by your boss, okay, to fly out to all of the conferences and represent the company, All right, that you're leading your team and entering into major deals, important client sessions, right? That you have this level of visibility. You can't be this visible and still be stepping into your closet and think, I ain't got nothing to wear today. Right? Those are moments when your husband, right, or your partner is looking at you like, for real, like I see mad clothes in this closet, and you're just looking at them like you don't understand, right? Like you don't get it. Like there's a lot of stuff in here, but the problem is none of it feels like me. None of it feels like who I am now. That is key indicator that you have outgrown your wardrobe. The pieces that you want, they're not there. You might have you might have the shirt, but you're like, none of these pants fit well, right? You might have the suit, but you're like, man, I don't have the accessories to really take it up a notch, right? You put on this great dress, but you're looking at your shoes, like I can't stand all of these Tory Burch ballet flats that I have. Like stuff's not there for you to put it together the way that you want. Or you're just staring into an abyss of things and nothing is fitting, things need hemming, tailoring, things are too tight, like nothing is coming together. So you still feel like you have a closet full of things, but nothing works. Especially when you're feeling like you have some important moments in your career that you need to show up strong for. And you're like, nope, nothing's here. And then what happens? You revert back to the same old, safe, predictable uniform. And you're so tired of it, right? This is a classic sign that you have outgrown your wardrobe. All right. All right. I'm hoping that this is coming in. We're gonna check back on the replay, but hopefully this live is being broadcasted well, and y'all can hear me well technically, because like I said, I'm at this coffee shop and the music is vibing right now. But I'm like, stay focused, Donna, stay focused. All right. So the the third sign that you this is a very straightforward one. This is the third sign. Excuse me. This is the third sign that you're leveling up, but your closet hasn't. Your shoe game. Your shoe game and your accessory game are weak. This was just very straightforward. Okay. Your shoe game and your accessory game, weak. Knees wobbling, weak. All right. So your accessories and your shoes are a space that you want to invest in, right? These are key areas that can easily take a look from being safe to being intriguing, statement making, bold, uh, and just really showcasing more confidence and just more suave, more savvy, all right, more sophistication. Like these are pieces that you want to invest in. So you might have some good quality basics, right? You might have that white button-down shirt, that classic black suit, or that navy dress, right? You might be playing in the neutrals game. All of those elements are on point. However, when it's time to put on your shoes, jewelry, a bag, you're looking at your collection of shoes, and let me tell you, if all you see are a bunch of ballet flats, my friends, that era has passed. Okay? Like, these are clear indications. If you are looking at your shoes and the quality, the heels are running out, or even too, if you're looking at the quality of your shoes and the leather has faded, right? Like you might simply need a run to a cobbler to really just get these things repaired, and you can be in a better state. But it's like it's like the icing on the cake, right? When you really have your shoes, your jewelry, your bags, your accessories on point to the look, this is when you go from, oh, you know what? I'm kind of doing like, I kind of play and dabble a little bit in some home bakery too. Oh no, I do this. I'm a chef. I know how to put the icing on. Okay, I got my tools. I'm sitting here putting the cherries on top. Like, you really know how to get to the next level with this thing. All right. So if this is happening to you, where you are getting dressed, and then every time you're looking at your shoes, like, Lord, like these black pumps. I've been having these black pumps for a good 10 years, but I need to get a new pair. Or like it just this it, you just really feel like it is so status quo. And you look like a sea of every other colleague in the office. It's so redundant, right? Like it's so straightforward. It's not exciting you in any way. You really know that you need to make some shifts and make some better, smarter decisions about what you're purchasing for your shoes, your bags, your jewelry. Like the shoe and accessory game is off. Oftentimes too, you might even just not have accessories. You know, those that's just maybe not a space that you've invested in. So you're not sure how to make it work. Right? It might be overwhelming about how do you actually accessorize well, right? What's enough? What's too much? Maybe you over accessorize, all right? And you're not sure how to edit the look, or you under accessorize. You add enough to make it more intriguing, okay? Maybe your belt collection is whack because you ain't got nothing, right? Like there are so many spaces that you can play with shoes and accessories that if you're not, or you're looking at your collection and it's non-existent, or it has a lot of styles that you've had for again multiple years, 5+ years, this is a sign, okay? This is a super sign that you need to be able to put the finishing touches on an outfit to make it really come together, but you don't have the right pieces in play. Okay, so these are the big things, and even we're going to add a fourth to the game right now because this really leads into. I'm just thinking about this, and as I'm saying it out loud, is like just overall your entire wardrobe feeling outdated. This is something I see constantly with the women that I work with, especially as they are building their own brands. They are partners at their firms, they are managing directors, they are in the C suite. And one of the most common things that I see is that they do not keep their wardrobes modern, right? There's a big difference between classic and timeless and classic and outdated. There's a very big difference between the two. And when you have classic pieces that are outdated, it instantly presents it can definitely diminish your ability to feel confident in a space because in some cases it can have you being introduced as more junior than you really are. Okay, there are a lot of different factors that can contribute to this, but in some instances you can walk into a space and people think that you're more junior, right? People can mistake you for not being the leader of the team or the leader of the department or division, etc. And sometimes that can lend well to what's happening in your overall presentation. All right, and still, the I keep coming back to this ballet class because this is probably one of the biggest. Clearly, this is one of the biggest grievances that I that I identify and be like, we have got to get rid of these ballet flats, okay? Pointy toe flat all day, or a little kitten heel, all right? But you want to evolve, evolve, and make your pieces more modern, all right, with time. And one of the most important things to keep in mind if you're trying to maintain that classic and timeless piece is one being clear on what your style actually is. Like when you are really clear about how to define your style and how to show up in your style, it reads consistent. All right, it reads consistent over time, and you know your signature power pieces to go to every time that you're like, these are my conversation starters. These are the things I'm going to put on. It's going to spark a conversation. It's going to invite a connection with someone, no matter what space that I enter into. You know what those pieces are. So when it's time for the important meetings, you know the blazer to put on, you know the color to wear, you know the accessory to put on, because that's the one that people are always going to compliment you on and ask about, that people radiate, right? It just radiates great energy, right? So immediately you've got folks, you're in the door, and then it just, it just allows you to just do your thing after that, and you're a zone of genius. So overall, when you are not making sure that your pieces fit well and are in great quality, and you're understanding specific details, design details about element, about going for more pointed toe shoes versus round toe, making sure that you are adding a mix of textures in with your clothing, right? Not just having everything be cotton or cotton polyester, but maybe you're adding in some silks, you're adding in some leathers, you're adding in some hardware, right? You're really investing in understanding what colors work well with you, whether it's the energy and the meaning behind a color, um, or just the way that the color complements your skin tone and features. Okay, you really understand those elements well. That allows you to maintain a more modern and timeless approach to your style versus falling into a trap of just having a bunch of suits that clearly read 10 years ago, right? Just clearly having, or we're just having a bunch of pieces that are just a previous version of you. You may have been in your St. John era, okay? You may have been in your Anne Klein or Ann Taylor, circa 2005 era, all right? You may have these pieces from that time and just be like, but they still rock. Question: just because it still fits doesn't mean it's the best. Does it align with the identity of the leader who you are now or that you're growing into? Or does it read more of a junior position or a previous version of you that was less assured, less prominent, less visible? You have to ask yourself these questions. And if you are seeing that, keep opening up your closet, feeling like you have nothing to wear but a bunch of clothes. If you're seeing that you're making investments in your personal and professional development, hiring coaches, hiring a therapist, but not updating your closet, or you see that your shoe and accessory game are whack or non-existent, these are the signs. These are clear indications that your style is outgrowing. I'm sorry, that your level up, that your career is outgrowing your style. All right, these are the things that are going to be happening, that are going to be the warning bells, warning signs, okay, that you need to start to assess. And when you begin to assess, you want to just take a step back and get a clearer vision on what it is you actually want for your style. So start saving some style inspirations, create that mood board, break out Instagram, Pinterest. These are easy tools that you can start to create some style inspiration for yourself, so that you understand what kind of style do I want to have for this new role that I'm in, this new brand that I'm building, right? How do I want to show up as a leader? Find your sources of inspiration, the women that you look at and think, man, she's crushing it, or the styles you look at, the brands that you want to invest in. Find those pieces, find those images, and save them so you can refer back to them. You need to get clear on what kind of style you actually want, because it's not in your closet currently. So you can't get a new direction or begin to shop and know what it is because you're not clear on it. So don't just start shopping. That's error number one. All right, get clear first. Get clear about what kind of style you want before you start spending any money. All right. All right, y'all. I hope you found some value in these three signs about what might be happening in your wardrobe if your career's level Oh, okay. I think I'm back. Okay, says I'm still going. We had a little technical fallout. All right, but I hope these signs were helpful for y'all. Definitely pop in the comments. Let me know which one was your biggest takeaway, or what one that hit you that you were like, this is me. All right, and without a doubt, if you know that things are happening and blossoming for you in your career, especially as a woman in leadership, but the closet has all of these warning signs, send me a DM. I'm happy to send you some information to help you take the next step to figuring out how to get more clarity about what you want your style to actually be as you step into this next phase of your leadership and your career. All right. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get back to my cup of coffee, okay, and enjoying my life. It's been some great time with family out here in Ghana, and I will catch y'all next Wednesday. All right, okay.